Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, HHS rolls out ChatGPT across the department, and GSA moves forward on streamlining procurement with a new office. It's Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Now let's dive into the day's top headlines. The Department of Health and Human Services has made ChatGPT available to all of its employees effective immediately, according to a Tuesday department-wide email obtained by FedScoop. In that message, HHS Deputy Secretary Jim O'Neill said the rollout of the generative AI platform follows a directive from President Donald Trump's AI action plan for agencies to ensure that workers who could benefit from the technology have access to it. O'Neill said in that email, quote, "This tool can help us promote rigorous science, radical transparency, and robust good health." O'Neill provided workers with instructions on how to log on to use the tool, as well as some warnings about how to treat outputs. He told workers to, quote, "Be skeptical of everything you read, watch for potential bias, and treat answers as suggestions," unquote, and directed them to weigh original sources and counter-arguments prior to making a major decision. He also pointed to potential attributes of the chatbot, saying that, quote, "Like other LLMs, ChatGPT is particularly good at summarizing long documents," adding that large language models have already been useful for agencies such as the Food and Drug Administration and the Administration for Children and Families. Per O'Neill's message, the agency has taken security protocols for the tool. HHS Chief Information Officer Clark Minor has ensured that work with the AI platform is carried out in a high-security environment, and ChatGPT was granted authority to operate, or an ATO, at a FISMA moderate level after a review of OpenAI's security controls, O'Neill said. There are limitations with what information can be used with the platform, according to the email. ChatGPT isn't currently approved for use with sensitive, personally identifiable, classified, export-controlled, or confidential commercial information. And agencies subject to HIPAA rules may not disclose protected health information while using the tool, O'Neill said. In other news, the General Services Administration has created a new office within the Federal Acquisition Service focused on streamlining the agency's procurement of common goods and services, a GSA spokesperson confirmed Tuesday. Acting GSA Administrator Michael Rigas recently signed the order establishing the Office of Centralized Acquisition Services, the spokesperson said, describing it as a, quote, "centralized enterprise-wide approach," unquote. The spokesperson went on to say, quote, "By leveraging one federal wallet, GSA will deliver significant savings to the taxpayer, greater efficiencies, and reduced duplication, enabling agencies to focus on their core missions." GSA Senior Executive Thomas Marin will serve as the office's Assistant Commissioner, the GSA said. Marin has been with the GSA for over 3 decades, according to his LinkedIn bio. Most recently, he served as the Acting Assistant Commissioner for the agency's Office of Customer and Stakeholder Engagement. The move directly supports President Donald Trump's executive order signed in March to consolidate federal procurement to the GSA. The order made GSA the executive agent of all government-wide acquisition contracts for IT, as designated by the Office of Management and Budget. And as part of the order, GSA's administrator is able to, quote, "defer or decline being the executive agent." For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, as always, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.